Hello everyone, Denise here. Today we are going to make the Spiffy Nifty Hooded Hat. This is a pattern from my blog, and I will post a link in the description to my blog that has the PDF for free on there. The materials we will need today, we need a super bulky 6-weight yarn. I used about 1.5 skeins of these. Wool Ease Thick and Quick by Lion Brand. There's 87 yards or 80 meters. It is 5 ounces or 140 grams. It is 80% acrylic and 20% wool. And it calls for a 9mm hook, and that is what we are going to use. My hook is a Clover. It says it is a M/N 9.0mm hook. I am going to give 2 skeins of this away to one of you that comment in the comment section below of this video. You have to be a subscriber, and you have to let me know what sort of projects you would like to see in the future in a video. So 2 of these to anyone who leaves those comments and is a subscriber. Okay, then we will need some scissors and something to weave in our ends. So let's get started. Okay, so yesterday I tried to do a video. I had some issues. I used the Wool Ease Thick and Quick that I had in this color that is Purple Martin, and now I don't have any more other than what I'm going to give away. So instead of using this yarn to make the hat, I'm going to use this yarn, which is exactly the same yarn. When I designed this pattern, this is the yarn that I used, so I'm gonna go ahead and make another one just like the one I designed. So let's get started. Okay, so using the Moonlight colorway of the Wool Ease Thick and Quick, we're going to do a round 1, and that starts with a slip stitch. And then we're going to chain 4. And we are going to join to the first chain and make a circle. Have that is round 1. Round 2, we're going to chain 2 and put 10 double crochets into the ring. So just 10 double crochets, and I'll meet up with you when we get our 10. Okay, at the end of round 2 we need 10 double crochets and our chain 2. We're going to slip stitch into the top of our first double crochet and ignore the chain 2. This gives it a nice invisible join, so to speak. Okay, so for round 3 we're going to chain 2, and in this round we're going to double crochet 2 times in each stitch all the way around. Just 2 in each stitch all the way around, and then I will meet up with you at the end of this round. Okay, so at the end of round 3 we have 20 stitches, and we are going to slip stitch to the top of our first double crochet and ignore that chain 2. And on to round 4 we are going to chain 2, and we are going to double crochet in the same stitch as this chain 2. And then we're going to do 2 double crochets in the next stitch and 1 double crochet in the next stitch. And we're going to do that all the way around. And when we meet up at the end, you will end on a 2 double crochet in this stitch, and we will have 30 stitches at the end of round 4. Okay, at the end of round 3 we have 20 stitches, and we're going to slip stitch to the top of our first double crochet. Round 4 we're going to chain 2 and double crochet in the same stitch. And then we're going to do 2 double crochets in the next stitch and 1 double crochet in the next stitch. And we're going to repeat that all the way around. We're going to go 2 double crochets, 1, 2, 1, all the way around, and end with 2. And we will have 30 stitches at the end of round 4. So I'll meet up with you then. Okay, at the end of round 4 I have 30 stitches, and I'm going to slip stitch to the first double crochet top and ignore that chain 2. I'm going to chain 2 and double crochet in the same stitch. And then I am going to do 2 double crochets in the next stitch. And then I'm going to do 1 each double crochet in the next 2 stitches. So 1 double crochet and then 1 double crochet. and that will be the repeat for this round. 2 double crochets in one stitch, and then 1 double crochet in the next, and 1 double crochet in the next, all the way around, and I will meet you at the end. Okay, so at the end of round 5 we have 40 stitches, and we ended with 1 double crochet, and that is because we started with 1 double crochet. So we have 2 single double crochets in between the doubles, if that makes sense. Now we're going to slip stitch to the top of our first double crochet and ignore that chain 2. And we are going to go on to round 6 and 7. Round 6 and 7 are exactly the same. We are going to chain 2 and then do 1 double crochet in the same stitch and in each stitch all the way around the hat. Now that's going to be round 6 and round 7, 1 double crochet all the way around, and I'll meet you at the end of round 7. Okay, we are at the end of round 7. We have 40 stitches, and we are going to slip stitch to the top of our first double crochet and ignore that chain 2. And now we are going to work in rows, because if you can see here on the hat construction, we stop doing rounds and we start going in rows, and that is so that the hat can go behind our neck to each side. So now we're going to go in rows, and row 1 we're going to chain 4, and that does count as a stitch now. And then we're going to do a treble crochet in the same stitch. So we yarn over twice, we go into that stitch, we pull through 2, and pull through 2. Okay, in the next stitch we're going to do a double crochet, and we're going to do 34 double crochets total. So this would be 1, and then we're going to go ahead and count all the way to the other side and work our stitches, and I will meet up with you at the other side. Okay, so I'm at the other side of row 1, and we needed to do 34 double crochets to get to this base, and now we need to do 2 treble crochets in the next stitch. And on these rows we're going to match each side, so if we do something in the beginning, we're going to do it at the end as well, so that it makes sense. We're going to leave these 4 stitches unworked. Now that is for our neck area to fit in behind the hat. Okay, on to row 2. Okay, so at the end of row 1 we have 38 stitches. Now for row 2 we're going to chain 4 and turn our work, and we're going to put another treble crochet in that same stitch. 1 treble crochet in the same stitch as the beginning chain 4. Now we're going to put 2 treble crochets in the next 2 stitches. So 1, 2 in the same stitch, and then 2 treble crochets in the next stitch. And we're going to do 1 double crochet in the next stitch, and then in the next 30 stitches we're going to do half double crochets. So go ahead and do your 30 half double crochet stitches, and I will meet up with you at the other side of the hat. Okay, so I have my 30 half double crochets done. So in the next stitch we need 1 double crochet, and then in the next 3 stitches we need 2 treble crochets in each of those stitches. Now on this part of the hat we are mirroring each side, so each side will be identical as the other so that it matches up and it's even on both sides. So 2 trebles in each of these last 3 stitches, and our ending stitch count for row 2 is 44 total stitches after getting all of our stitches done. Okay, now on to row 3. Row 3 we're going to chain 4, and we're going to turn. Then we're going to do a treble stitch in the same stitch as our chain 4. Oops, I need to yarn over twice. Then we are going to do 2 treble in the next stitch, and then 1 treble in the next stitch. And then we are going to do 1 double crochet, and then another double crochet in the next stitch. And now we're going to do half double crochets for the next 34 stitches. So get all your half double crochet stitches done. When you get to 34, I'll meet you up at the other side. Okay, so we have our 34 half double crochets done. Now we're going to double crochet in the next stitch, double crochet in the next stitch, treble, I guess you can call it either, in the next stitch, just 1 of the triple trebles, and then 2 treble crochets in the next 2 stitches. So there's 1 treble, 2 treble, and then in the last stitch, which is the chain 4, we put 2 trebles in that. Okay, so our ending stitch count at the end of row 3 is 48 stitches. So row 4, we're going to chain 4, and we're going to turn, and we are going to treble in the same stitch. As our chain 4, and then we are going to treble in the next stitch. And now we're going to do double crochet in the next 44 stitches. So I will meet up with you at the other side after we do our 44 double crochets. Okay, so we are at the other side of our row 4. We have done our 44 double crochet stitches, and now we're going to treble in the next stitch and put 2 treble crochets in the last stitch, which was our chain 4. And we are going to go on to row 5, and that is our last row. So row 5, we're going to chain 4, and we're going to turn. The end of row 4, your stitch count is 50 stitches, by the way. Row 5, we're going to chain 4 and turn, and we're going to treble in the same stitch. Let's get that yarn over too tight in my beginning treble there. Okay. And then we're going to treble in the next stitch, and now we're going to double crochet in the next 46 stitches. So do your 46 double crochets, and I'll meet you at the other side. Okay, so I am at the end of my row 5. I did 46 double crochets, and now I need to treble in the next stitch, and then I need to do 2 trebles in the last stitch, which is a chain 4. And I am at the end of my skein of yarn. Okay, that's the end of row 5. At the end of row 5, you need 52 stitches. Now we need to do edging and tassels. Okay, so at the end of row 5, if you wanted to quit and be done with your hat, you sure could. If you wanted to go around your hat in a single crochet just to finish it off, that would be just fine too. I'm going to put the tassels and the edging that I did on my pattern in the next video because it runs a little long, but I wanted to finish up this video by telling you that don't forget to subscribe and then comment in the comment section below of this video telling me what future content you would like to see made in my videos. So if you're done with your hat, I appreciate you watching. If you want to finish off like I did in my pattern, go ahead and watch video 2. And until next time,